Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the pretty big Hogwarts Legacy controversy that's been ongoing throughout these past few months, but especially this past few weeks as the game gets closer and closer to launch. Now, if you guys do or do not know, there's a really big history when it comes to J.K. Rowling, who obviously has had some pretty outspoken thoughts when it comes to trans folks, in terms of women, in terms of everything else in between, and as well, obviously, there's a lot of people who are a part of the LGBTQ community who are just not really supporting that, don't want to support the person who's kind of pushing that, etc. So it's been a really big back and forth when it comes to the online community, and well, I kind of want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Now, typically, whenever you get a little bit more on the either racy or more types of gender or religion, all the type of stuff, politics, etc., it can get a little heated on either side when it comes to Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it might be. So obviously, just be nice and respectful in the comments down below, because I'm kind of more so just reporting on the news. I might give myself a little bit of a take, but my usual hot takes for this is I just want anyone who wants to be able to go enjoy a game, black, white, guy, girl, trans or not, to be able to go and be a gamer. I think gaming should be open for everyone. But at the same time too, as well, someone does not want to support it or does not support someone else's rights and stuff, I'd say go for it too. Now, I'm kind of still on the 50-50 if I want to play the game or not itself. The game does look actually good, and the devs, I think, did do a good job, but as well, there's a lot of folks that are just very anti the game and trying to go and basically protest against the game itself. So, like I said, I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Just make sure you guys are respectful, of course, as I kind of give you guys the big back and forth of what's been going on these past few days. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new upcoming giveaway. We have another giveaway on the way soon over here. We also have the How links down below for all the Samsung pre-orders. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. We have the Target Amazon links down below. And let's dive into the video. So very first and foremost, in case you guys just don't know the whole, fiasco of everything going on, basically J.K. Rowling, the main maker of Harry Potter itself, a lot of folks kind of also assume the game will kind of go and feed into her IP and make her money, which in theoretically I think is also true as well, although she's not in a direct control over the game or is directly, I believe, financing the game. I think it's just an IP usage type thing. We've had articles, we have forums, we have everything else out here kind of giving the rundown with it, where they're like, hey, Harry Potter franchise has been cursed with controversy ever since its creator and writer J.K. Rowling came off as apparently a TERF, which is a trans exclusionary radical feminist, and began speaking out against trans rights in the UK. So we've seen a lot of tweets, we've seen a lot of backlash, we've had a lot of folks kind of calling them out in the first place, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, either or, it's just kind of a bad take when it comes to being a person like that. At least when it comes to the gaming scene. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. It's totally fine either or. I respect everyone's opinions, if you agree or disagree, whatever. But I always gonna have the mindset of gaming should be for everyone. If you want to be a part of a game, if you want to play a game, if you want to do it, I don't care if you literally have no hands. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care what you are. I think you should be able to go and enjoy some games. And I hope most gamers are in the same boat where it's yeah, as long as you're not cheating or hacking, sure, go for it, have a fun time. But at the same time, that's why I always kind of respect folks who want to stand with their commitment and be like, hey, this is not for me or not what my rights stand by or whatever it might be. So it's kind of what I said. It's kind of the big controversy going on. Why people are trying to go cancel the game and don't want people to enjoy the game in the first place, which why obviously I want to keep on hearing your thoughts and comments down below. So with this, they even had things like she writing a book called The Ink Black Heart, which she's talking about how basically, sorry, my headphones, basically where a lot of things are being doxxed or things being being harassed, etc., etc. And as well, there's other even actors and other writers and other folks who are kind of getting engaged in this and fighting with this. And it's just one of those, the usual Twitter and Reddit back and forth where just basically no one wins. It's just the ongoing constant argument with all of this. So with this is why a lot of folks are saying I don't even want to go and play this game. Now, once again, I'm just kind of reporting the news, and people saying I will not begrudge anyone their love of past works or things they already own or they take comfort in. I own the first 9 movies and all 7 books myself, but any support of something like Hogwarts Legacy is harmful. And then as well on top of this, you have people like J.K. Rowling calling them out and being yo, I'm deeply disappointed that Jessie Gender doesn't realize Pure Think is incapable with owning anything connected with me in any form. The truly righteous wouldn't just burn their books and movies, but their local library, anything with an owl on it, and their own pet dogs do better. So you're kind of seeing these responses where it's the back and forth, and people are kind of just obviously kind of throwing out their thoughts and comments out there as well. So we're seeing folks out here too with people making statements about the LGBTQ community stand against bigotry, and they even have stuff Rowling wants to divide us into us versus them because she is so fallen down a pipeline of hate that frames trans people. So obviously a lot of this stuff kind of goes into the game itself because we have a lot of folks up on Twitter making their official statements. This kind of goes both ways too. As a reporter, you kind of want to go and highlight and showcase both sides, sides. If you guys basically go on like the Hogwarts Legacy, like you're seeing some stuff with people dropping the memes where it's like, don't buy Hogwarts Legacy, it's transphobic, and they're just dropping like the me after pre-ordering the deluxe edition. And then you also have some other folks over here like this, from someone who is literally a poster child for the Hogwarts School Choir at Universal Studios. If I cannot buy Hogwarts Legacy, so can you. It really is that easy. This is one of the best, most memorable parts of my life, but J.K. Rowling is harming people I care about. You guys can see little pictures and stuff like that with the kind of cute little toad. But you guys can kind of see it's really back and forth. Like some folks like, bro, like this game looks huge and incredible and unbelievable. And I do want to say, at least in terms of pure gameplay wise, I haven't really ever played a really good Harry Potter game. It does look like a proper good game. And that also leads into the next part where some folks are trying to say the separation between J.K. Rowling and like the devs who worked hard on the game itself. Because there was a lot of devs. I even know a few devs myself on the game in general, which is why it kind of makes it such a kind of like a weird thing for me. Because I think the devs are very proud of their work and they worked hard. And with me kind of being in the gaming industry on Twitch and YouTube for a long time, you kind of meet some folks out there. So for me, if the game looks cool, the game looks fun to go and play, but you have all this controversy behind it, and you also don't want to be necessarily supporting someone like that if that's just against your morals and against what you want to do in the first place. But also some folks are even having the takes where it's like you can separate the art from the artist. Even an uninvolved one, and just because you're excited about a game, you do not align yourself with the views of J.K. Rowling. Don't let anyone guilt yourself into thinking otherwise. And if I really want to push anything, that kind of seems like more of what my take would be, and I kind of agree. Like, you can go and still appreciate a movie or a TV show, a game that maybe either has ties with someone else, and, well, you can still appreciate the art, or appreciate the music, or appreciate what it might be. And that's kind of where I maybe kind of go in a line. Not that I think, if you're trans, you shouldn't be able to go play games. Like, that's always been kind of against my own morals. But for me, as someone who's more of a reviewer, and kind of like my job itself when it comes to Twitch and YouTube and all of that, it's just one of those things where if it's content, or I think people would watch it, or sub and just enjoy it, in theory, I kind of have to do that to go and pay my bills. Not to kind of go and say you have to kind of buckle underneath the pressure for it. But a lot of people do come in my Twitch chat or tweet at me and just ask me in Discord or whatever what I think about a certain game, if it's worth buying, and all that type of stuff. And it kind of is just kind of related towards my job, which is kind of weird because I would think most people wouldn't try to get canceled, just doing their job, especially if you can kind of go on public record and say, nah, I think gaming should be for everyone, should be inclusive. Anyone who wants to enjoy the game can play. And of course, if they want to stand by against it, I think that's fine. I think that's totally cool. And I would support someone who is against that in any way. If they have the good reasons, good morals for it, I'm totally okay with that. Then you also have some mean people dropping I'm just not playing the games enough. They're going to be standing outside of GameStop at the midnight release, throwing rocks at people too. But we also have some other folks over here like Cat Confetti saying, let's agree to not cancel anyone for playing Hogwarts Legacy last month. Some other folks saying if you buy Hogwarts Legacy or like Harry Potter, you're automatically a transphobe. That's like saying if you ever played a Blizzard game, you're automatically a fan of sexual harassment. Where do people come up with these brain takes? And so you can kind of see people are kind of pushing back against it. And I'm kind of in that same boat a little bit. Once again, I want someone who's trans or part of any type of community feel awful. I keep saying, gaming should be for everyone, dude. I even made a video on this talking about how literally black women just aren't getting good representation, because guess what? That's just true. No one can really kind of argue against it. And you kind of see this type of stuff, and I'm kind of with it, where it's it's a game. The devs themselves, as long as the devs aren't transphobic and the devs themselves aren't racist, I think in my mind I have enough separation between the game and someone like a J.K. Rowling, where I'll just go and sit there, enjoy the game, because I want to escape and just go and enjoy myself and just play a random game and stream it and let people ask about it and talk about it, etc., etc. And I'm not even the biggest, most diehard Harry Potter fan. I've seen a few of the movies or maybe read one or two books when I was a kid, but I wasn't someone who's going to literal Universal to go be a part of choirs or anything like that. I'm just in the middle. But obviously still a lot of folks are against this. A lot of folks don't like seeing this type of stuff. Some people are memeing a little hard on that one too as well. But bro, it just it's kind of a back and forth, dude. Back and forth. It's kind of all crazy too, as well. Obviously, whenever you're gonna get this nice Harry Potter vibe going on, there is always gonna be controversy. I think in the end of the future, just because of what J.K. Rowling has done, there's always going to be some sort of polarizing figure when it comes to it. That's just kind of what parts of her kind of making those comments. And I think that alone kind of plagues up a lot of the extra future games or future spin-off movies or books or whatever they might go do in the future. We even have someone like Mrs. Dr. Lupo over here saying Hogwarts Legacy, someone who can say I'm alive today partly because of the Wizarding World. I will not be purchasing the game. I'm still in a state of limbo of my feelings of leaving the world altogether, just enjoying what I already have. But she also, once again, I think also has some pretty good takes. If that's her standpoint, she wants to stand by it and kind of get rid of the game. She also will go and say, hey, for her, I'm just not gonna be buying new stuff. I'm just gonna be chilling with that one. And she's also kind of saying stuff, and this is what I always appreciate for opinions. I am not here to change your mind. My tweets may help some people make their decision, but they were already almost there. The world can't be black and white, sadly. I stand for my decision, and it should do what's best for you two as well. So, and she has like some nice things too, where she's kind of saying like, hey, I'm not here to go and speak for anyone else. I'm only gonna do it for me. You're not gonna go into cancel culture if you want to play the game or not. They have their own feelings. They're entitled to them. These just aren't mine. And it's kind of how I feel at the end of the day. I think if you kind of don't want to support someone who's against your normal rights and against all that type of stuff, I think that's fine. I think that's cool, and I think I kind of support that movement. But at the same time, too, some people just kind of can separate the game, or like even for my case, I know some of the developers who are working on the game too, and I just want to make sure they can keep having a job and keep on maintaining the game and potentially staying on that same exact team in the future because they are good people. And even they, like those developers I've spoken to that work on the game itself, are saying, yeah, we had no direct correlation with J.K. Rowling. Some people are like, yeah, I don't even like her as a person. So it's kind of like, you can kind of see the difference between the two. But like I said, this is a little bit more of a polarizing conversation, obviously, when it comes to games like this being canceled. And of course, if you guys are going to leave a comment down below, be respectful. Like I always kind of stand by, I think gaming should be for everyone. And if you don't want to buy a game and don't want to support it for whatever reasons, I think that's your right. And I'd say go for it, tweet about it, talk about it, whatever. Nothing's going to stop you, and I support you for doing that in the future. But as well, if you're going to play the game too, I don't think you should end up getting canceled for maybe you have a different feeling, maybe you have different emotions or whatever it might be, and hopefully not a transphobe too. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. As well, make sure you guys check out the HOW links as well. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream. We also have the Amazon links, Target links, and everything else in between. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.